Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy fall. To celebrate the arrival of my all-time favorite season, I decided to make a dish that I've never made before, I've never eaten in my life. It's this batch of vegan veggie polenta. There's 8 lovely ingredients going into this polenta, so let's go through each of them one by one super quickly. First up, there's 1 cup of polenta, which is ground yellow corn. There's also 1/2 of this zucchini, which I'll be chopping into small pieces. 5 cloves from this bulb of garlic, which I also will be chopping into small pieces. 3 tablespoons of vegan plant butter, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 cups of water. This measuring cup holds 2 cups of water, so I'll be filling this twice to measure those out. And finally, a generous amount of this vegan cashew Parmesan cheese to sprinkle on the polenta at the very end. Now let's go through the 8 steps of the recipe I'm following. I've linked it down in the description box in case you'd like to follow along with me and make some of this harvesty polenta yourself. For step number 1, I'll prep the zucchini and the garlic cloves by chopping them into small pieces on my cutting board. For step number 2, I'll measure out the 4 cups of water using my measuring cup, and I'll bring the water to a boil in my saucepan, which I have all ready to go on my stovetop. For step number 3, I'll add 1 teaspoon of the salt into the boiling water, stir it in, and reduce the heat to medium. For step number 4, I'll slowly pour and whisk in the 1 cup of polenta into the saucepan. I'll stir the polenta for about 3 minutes until the consistency is starting to thicken. For step number 5, I'll turn the heat under the saucepan to low. I'll cover the saucepan with a lid and let the polenta cook for 30 minutes. And I'll be sure to whisk the polenta every 5 minutes or so while it's cooking so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the saucepan. While the polenta is cooking, I'll move on to step number 6, which is to saute the zucchini and the garlic. The way I'll do that is to first add 2 tablespoons to a skillet, which I have all ready to go on my stovetop. I'll first add the chopped zucchini into the heated olive oil and let that saute for about 5 minutes. And then I'll add in the chopped garlic cloves, stir everything together in the skillet, and let the zucchini and the garlic saute for another 3 minutes or so. For step number 7, I'll remove the polenta from heat and stir in the 3 tablespoons of vegan plant butter. And then for step number 8, the final step of this recipe, I'll dish up the polenta and put the sauteed zucchini and garlic on top of it, show you a close-up, dig into it, and let you know what I think. That's everything you need to know about this super easy plant-based polenta recipe. So let's get started with step 1 and get chopping these veggies. This polenta is looking delicious. Before I sprinkle the vegan Parmesan cheese on top of it, I'm gonna show you a close-up just so you can see what I'm seeing in the saucepan. As someone who's new to polenta, I was pretty surprised at how sticky the consistency is. I just never knew that corn, which doesn't have gluten in it, could be this sticky and could, I don't know, have this porridge consistency. Let's get plating this polenta. I originally was thinking of dishing it up in a bowl. That's probably the most commonsensical way. On a plate, you can just see everything more easily, so that's what I went with for this dish. All right, 1 last scoop. Time for the sauteed zucchini and garlic. And I was very generous with the olive oil in the saute pan. There is a nice shine on these veggies. Oh, this is so harvesty. I love it. Honestly, in adulthood, I'm not much of a corn person. I do like popcorn, but that's kind of where it ends for me in terms of eating corn in my life. But this dish honestly was so much fun to make. It's very healthy, it's whole foods, and I can definitely see myself making this regularly. I almost forgot about this vegan cashew parm, so I'm gonna sprinkle, I mean, not half of this container, but quite a lot of this stuff. I've had it before and it's amazing. It's so tasty. I think you could fool a lot of people into thinking it's actual cheese that you're sprinkling on here. And I wish you could smell this polenta, the cashew parm on top. I'm happy with the browning that I got on the garlic and the zucchini pieces, and then just the bright yellow from the polenta. Overall, I think this is a very harvesty autumn dish. Ooh, that is some thick polenta. Oh my gosh, no problem at all. I'm just surprised. I think as it's been sitting here on this plate, it's really solidified. And there is an option in the recipe to add in more water if you want your polenta to be a bit more liquidy, but I kind of prefer a thicker texture. I don't know, that's just me. I'm happy with how this is looking. Cheers through the camera. That is seriously so good. I can taste the vegan butter in there. Oh, it's creamy, but I love the grainy texture that you get from the corn pieces and the sauteed veggies on top. You could put any veggies you want, really. For example, you could put butternut squash, you could put pieces of kale, wilted spinach, mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes. The list goes on and on. You could probably even put some pieces of tofu, either fresh or sauteed or baked, just to get some protein on here. And I really recommend this vegan cashew parm. It's so good. You just really should top off your polenta with this. I guarantee you'll love it even more than if you just had it plain. Well, everyone, that's all I have to share for this polenta recipe. Let me know what you thought in the comments section. Polenta was actually a suggestion from one of my subscribers, so I love to remind all of you, but please leave any recipe suggestions you have down in the comment section. I read every single comment you leave for me, and I love to hear new recipe ideas. If you like this recipe episode and are wanting some more fall time recipes, I'm talking the kinds of foods that just keep you warm and fill you up on a chilly autumn day, I've got 2 of those recipes linked for you at the very end of this video. One of them is a creamy kale, potato, and sausage soup recipe, and the other one is cheesy stuffed mushrooms. So you're definitely gonna get your fill of cheesy creaminess and veggies if you decide to try either or both of those. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a pleasure, as always, cooking a dish for you. So take care, my lovely foodies, eat well, and I will see you in the next episode on this channel. Bye!